nice about an English beach in the winter is, look how busy it is. Look at that, absolutely amazing. My favourite catchphrase just lately. Look at that. Me, Jackie and the puppers. Anyway, welcome to this week's vlog. Enjoy. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day too. Here's a great snake in the collection, the black-tailed crebo. Growing well, and time to move it into a larger enclosure. It's actually growing exceptionally well. These snakes sure do grow. Very fast indeed, that's my eye. Very, very friendly snakes. Fantastic. People said to me, oh, black-tailed crebos are my favourite of the dry marcon genus. A lot of people seem to say that. And I think, why? My yellow-tailed crebos, they're just mind-blowingly colourful. The indigo snake with its colour sort of pattern, or rather just its hue and its fame and sort of the beautiful feel of an indigo snake. You think, why would a black-tailed crebo? It's kind of a bit nondescript. Really? You know, the black-tail makes it stand out. But as soon as you've got one, you realise why. It is their absolutely amazing nature. They move and behave differently from the others, and they look fantastic. But their behaviour and their handleability, yeah, you can see why people love a black-tailed crebo. Just a beautiful snake. And of course, they get pretty darn large as well. Look at that. We're back here again. The sun's come out, but it has been too cold for others for sure. It sure is pretty. Let's blow the cobwebs away. Jackie's wrapped up warm. Goggles on as well for the sunshine. And the dogs are raring to go. Here's someone that's not been on the vlogs for a little while. Norma the disabled hedgehog. Disabled because she's blind. Look at her. She's so cute. She's kept inside over winter so she doesn't hibernate, which is actually better for her, really, being a captive hedgehog. And she's just waiting for that cold weather to go, proper warm early summer spring weather to come, and she's going to be back in a bigger enclosure up at the FALCONRY Centre. All right, you can do it, for people to come and meet in part of our UK wildlife talks. But for now, she's living the life of Riley in a warm room, unlike those poor wild counterparts, which really don't know where they are with this sort of the new weather that we have in the UK, which is certainly includes very cold summer nights sometimes, and incredibly mild winter weather, which really throws them out of sync in their annual cycle of feeding and hibernating in the winter. Not easy to do one-handed. Let's pop her back in her enclosure. Norma, what are you doing? All right then. Oh, look, we really have got the same noses. We're both a little bit podgy. baby crested gecko. Only hatched last night. Look at that. Perfect miniature. With that tiny little egg. Beautiful. So we parked in this car park again. There's no one in it except the only other car that came here was parked right beside the van. Have a look at this. Have a look at this. So the only car in the whole car park, we were the first car, we're the only car in here. That's twice. Twice ever in our lives we've parked in this car park. Both times we've been the only car in here. Both times the next car parked right tight to the van. It is weird. Humans are funny things. Well, I've finished the paperwork. Crikey. I've popped at the FALCONRY Centre. It's the evening. It's not dark yet, as you can see. And the gales are getting up. And when you've got trees that big, and excuse that, blur your eyes, and those trees over there around your property, it's quite scary times. Let's hope they stay intact. I've just arrived in time to find our new stack of roofing sheets for some of the aviaries starting to take off. Getting them back in a stack on your own in this wind was pretty difficult. I thought I might go flying, and then getting big enough rocks to weigh them down before they took off again on your own, not easy. Goodness me, sorry about the shouting. Look at a curly hair tarantula. Shed its skin all molted. Look at that. That's not it. Well, that's it. There. Really hairy creatures, curly hair. But look at that. A pure onesie of its former self that's crawled out, bigger and better. Look at the dust on there. Just finished with the half of Roxy's enclosure. There she is, look. So it's not fully fitted out yet, but it's kind of got a bit going on. We've got another nest box down here, a nice ledge up here, not next to the plastic windows, so she's not going to scratch this lot. A little bit further away and higher up as well. Really wanted to use the height of these enclosures, as you can see, as well as the ground. So down here, we're going to get a nice tunnel for her, like a little tunnel, a tunnel den, really. She might use it. She usually just sleeps in the open where she can see everything. So there she is. So this has all been completed today. What we've done is we've got all this glazing on here, so it's kind of fox proof, but critically we've broken through down here, and we've got obviously a sliding door we can drop so we can clean out either half of her enclosure. So her space is doubled. Finishing touches, yes of course, and the next step is for our fantastic workers, where they are workers, they're volunteers really, that help me with these animals, to get her trussed enough with some real tasty morsels so that this girl here can go on the harness I brought her. Simple design, front feet stand in it, it velcros onto her back. Hey Roxy, hang on, let's see where she's going. So she's really using her nose as much as anything to sniff around, sniff out this new enclosure. She was in here temporarily this side, so whether she can smell herself or thinks there's another fox in here, who knows, who knows. Isn't she gorgeous? Super tamer friendly, but I just want her really silly so that we can slip a harness on her without any fuss at all and get this girl out sniffing in the great outdoors. But for now, Roxy the fox has got plenty to occupy her nose and her brain. check out the rest of the video. One of my homebred false water cobras. This is a holdback just because it's a really unusual colour basically. You can see why they get the name false water cobra, because they can turn him round. You can see they can flatten their hoods to make themselves sort of more bigger, lift their front part of their body up a little bit so they look more bigger and formidable. All about defence, of course. When snakes are being aggressive, they're being defensive, they're frightened, and they're just trying to scare things away or fight for their lives in their minds, even if sometimes they bite us when we think we're not harming them at all. They're nervous or frightened. Look at that beautiful creature, and much paler false water cobra than the sort of the normal phases, even more paler than the normal pale phase. I would say this one probably is what we call a hypomelanistic, or really reduced or lacking in the black pigment. Look at that, absolutely gorgeous animal. Growing on, a long way to go yet. Being a male, he will usually reach 5 to 6 feet in length. The females of this species, much bigger. Oh look, handy fly paper. Look at that.